happy first day of May. I always have to say, cue Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May because what is what even is this if we're not doing that? Welcome. If you have your keynote title, drop it in the chat. And if you don't, then make it up. That is what we're doing today. And if you're making it up, give me like the most ridiculous version that you can. Oh, Champaign Urbana. My whole family, my dad's side of the family is from Champaign. He played football at University of Illinois. Go Fighting Illini. Let's see. Pour some sugar on May, Jen Josie. I feel like you're saying this for May, but I'm also hoping it is your keynote title. Let's see. You're not meant to do this alone. Jen Fort, talk human to me. How human first connection turns the invisible into unforgettable. Boom. I love that. Cindy, the hidden KPI, how leadership behaviors shape culture, retention, and performance. And Cindy, this is why you are a top booked speaker. Let's see. Living in the solution. Karen, I love that. Kathy, somebody's seatbelt. Learn how to bounce back, not break. The power of performance. Hazel, I love this. And what I'd also love for you guys to do is look at the chat. What are some of the titles that make you stop the scroll and then the subtitle deliver the substance? Because those are our two rules for our titles. Is the title stops the scroll, the subtitle delivers a substance. So what is exactly they're going to get? I'm sorry, I am clearly tripping over my words. I've been talking to too many toddlers this morning. Let's see what else. Appreciate you having, I'm on East Coast and I'm still having my coffee this morning. Let's see. The next step changes everything. I love that. Jen, from comfort to courage, 5 steps to fearless growth. I like that, but pour some sugar on May was also really good. Okay, who here is this your first Speaker Sister Q&A? I want to give a warm welcome to whoever is here for the first time, and welcome to our new boot campers. What exactly happens here, Marcy? That's for me to know and you to find out. No, I'm just joking. We're going to get into some questions. I also give like a challenge or some tips. We have some firsts. Welcome. I recognize so many names from the boot camp this week. For my speaker sisters who have been here for a minute, maybe this is not your first time. Look at the names in the chat and let's give a warm welcome to our first timers, our boot campers coming this week. And then also, let's line up some virtual coffee dates. Let's get some people meeting in here. So I'm going to have 2 challenges for you. First challenge is, hold on. I forgot to put this as a banner with a speaker sister. Okay. First challenge this month is have a coffee date with a speaker sister who you have not met before. Maybe put in the chat right now, who is down to have a virtual coffee date, get to know each other. Remember, that is one of the reasons that we are different from a lot of other places is we want you all to connect. We want you all to support each other. We want you to refer each other to speaking opportunities. I literally just got a gig this morning from someone who said, oh, our last speaker, Liz Bohannon, said that we should book you. And I was like, here we go. The power of the speaker sisterhood. I have 2 coffee dates scheduled. I love that. Ash is down. Karen is down. Erica is down. And when you have these coffee dates, my next challenge to you is to take a picture and tag me and tag Mic Drop Workshop. I want to see it. I want to see your Zoom screens, or maybe you do it IRL. That would be great too. I'm going to have another challenge for you all. I will put that in the middle when we do some announcements. Go ahead and start putting your questions in the chat that I can answer for you. I'll do one announcement before we get into questions, but my book, Making It Without Losing It, and I just dropped my phone, comes out on Tuesday. I am so excited. May 5th, it comes out. So if you haven't gotten your copy yet, I would really, really appreciate it if you get it before it comes out. Why am I asking you to get it before it comes out? because pre-orders mean a lot for two reasons. One, it counts for like any lists that you're trying to get on. I'm not living and dying by making a list, but of course you're going to shoot your shot. All of the orders that you get, this is also just good information for anyone releasing a book. All of the orders that you get before your book comes out count towards those first week of sales. And so lists are counted week by week. So if you have a shot at making a list, USA Today, New York Times, although New York Times is not a bestseller list, then getting pre-orders helps you with that because it all counts in that first week. Second thing pre-orders do for a book is it tells retailers, hey, you should buy this book. Barnes and Noble just came through with like a bunch of stores this past week because it saw the pre-orders that were happening for Making It Without Losing It. I had a book in the past that I did not focus a lot on pre-orders, and not a lot of retailers picked it up because they weren't seeing excitement around the book. So just as a lesson, that is why pre-orders matter. And then you get the audiobook that's called a pre-order perk when you purchase it before May 5th. And then, so Alex will put in the chat the link to pre-order it if you'd like. And then I also have a book tour going on in May. So Raleigh, if you're here on Monday, I have a book tour stop. San Antonio, I'll be there on Wednesday. Indianapolis at our conference, hint, hint, the following week, I'll be there. And then New York after that. So if you're interested in going to any of those cities, I would love to meet you. Just put the city that you have in, that you want to go to in the chat, and Alex will put the link in there. And then, yeah, Alex, if you wouldn't mind dropping the link for the book again, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's get to some of your questions, and then I'll stop in a little bit for some more mic drop announcements. Okay, let's see. Is it best to wait for the workbook to do the workshop? No, absolutely not. You can go ahead and start the workshop. The workbook can be complimentary. Let's see. Still struggling to get on paying stages. What am I doing wrong? How to find my booking folks? Okay, Diana, great question. Diana, I'm wondering if you could put in your title to your title and subtitle in the chat, and maybe I can help you with this, because usually if you're struggling to get paid, it is not usually a content issue. It's a packaging issue. What do I mean by that? I mean that the way that your talk is packaged, your subtitle, your title, your abstract needs to meet a need that people pay for. And usually that means it needs to meet some sort of like workplace corporate need is the best shot that you have at getting paid. So does your talk title and subtitle meet the need for the individual in the audience, or does it meet the need for the meeting planner? Package your talk for the meeting planner, deliver your talk to the individual. Okay, here we go. The secret stair is an alternative path for women seeking leadership when facing a broken corporate ladder. Okay, I'm so glad you showed me this, Diana. People won't book, self-identify with a broken corporate ladder. So what I would do, this is a great topic. It's just a packaging issue. So an alternative that you can do is a secret stairs and maybe not even an alternative path. Helping women find the path to leadership. Don't even mention a broken corporate ladder. That would be the change that I would make. Feel free to also put it in the Facebook group, and we can give you some more feedback there. What's the best program for speaker reels? Canva is wonderful. Canva is a great tool for that. Let's see. If you charge $5,000 for a keynote, do you charge $2,500 for a breakout session? What would you charge for a 2-hour workshop? I know it's confusing because keynotes, even though they're typically shorter than workshops, are more higher price than workshops. So I think this is a great model, Brenda, that your workshop could be 50% of your keynote. So if you're charging $5,000 for a keynote, $2,500 for a workshop or a breakout totally makes sense. But at the end of the day, your price is what you would do it for. So if you're like, man, I really don't want to do a 2-hour workshop for $2,500, I'd rather do it for 4,000, then do that. I like to imagine myself like actually getting on the plane or the moment I was going to go do it instead of in this moment where I'm saying yes or no. How will it feel like pausing my life to go do this thing for this amount of money? So I would say 50% off for workshops is a great rule of thumb, but whatever you would do it for. Dr. Helia, I got invited to speak in a summit. I'm afraid if I ask for budget or money, I would lose it. And is it a place that I would love? It is a place I would love to speak. Any suggestions? Man, can we all, anyone who has been paid to speak, can we give Dr. Helia some courage in the chat that asking for money and asking for your value is not like, I wouldn't be afraid that they're going to go away. And if they do go away, then it's not the right opportunity for you. But if you really want to make sure that you get the gig and do it, then what I would say is say, where are you hoping to land budget wise? Put the ball in their court first. Where are you hoping to land budget wise? And that way they give you a number. And if they say, well, we were hoping you could do this for free or for exposure, you could say, well, typically my keynote fee is this. Would this be in your range? And if they're like, no, then I would say, here are the non-monetary things that I need in order to make this a win-win for me. I need footage and photos. I need testimonials. Maybe you need a couple seats to the event to invite other people, and you need referrals to other events. So where are you hoping to land budget-wise? If they say, we need you to do it for free, my fee is typically blank. Would you be able to get a sponsor? I want to make this a win-win. So it's really more about how do you show them that this is a partnership instead of, well, this is my fee and I walk. That's a way to do it. So this is good. Don't be afraid. I've never had someone say no because I've asked for money. I've had to come down on budget, but they've never walked away. That is great. Okay. How do I start the workshop process? Like literally any recommendations for a schedule to start? Or I assume you're talking about starting mic drop workshop, not creating your own workshops. If you're saying starting a mic drop workshop, it's mapped out in a 12-week format. So I would just give yourself a start date and follow along the 12 weeks. Or if you're like, hey, my schedule's crazy, I can do 5 minutes a day or 30 minutes every other day, then just put it on your calendar as if it's a talk, like a meeting that you can't miss. Let's see, Roar Pod. I'm giving my first talk. Congrats. I feel like my entire talk is personal stories with just a few stats, info thrown in. They're there, but the stories are really the meat of the thing. Is that okay? Not only is that okay, that is great. And here's why. We have so much access to information. AI, ChatGPT, Google. So what speakers do best is add context to information, which is stories. ChatGPT and Google are not having lived experiences. You are. But as long as you hit them with the bump set spike, turn it back as to why this story matters for them, what's the takeaway, what's the moment to meaning, then you are golden. But I love that you have a lot of stories in there. That's fantastic. Let's see. Can my stories come from work as a marriage therapist? Is that personal enough? So I have had people who are therapists, coaches, use anecdotes from like anonymously clients that they've worked with, and that works great. But I would have your introductory story be a story about yourself because you have to build the connection with your audience. If you are only if you are only using other people's stories, then it's really hard for you to build that connection with the audience. I wouldn't tweak the title as you're pitching. Keep your title the same, but I would tweak your pitch. How does your transformation promise, how does your speaker statement help that specific group of people? For example, if you're pitching to realtors, why do realtors need your transformation promise? Why do students need your transformation promise? And that brings me to our next challenge for this month. So your May challenge, what I want you to do, reach out to schools or any kind of education groups, educators, events for summer, and pitch yourself as a speaker. Maybe it's a school you went to. Maybe it's a local school to you. Maybe you have a friend who works at a school as a teacher or an administrator. Education conferences happen over the summer, or meetings, teacher work days, because school isn't in session. So it's a great time for you to pitch yourself as a speaker. So put in the chat right now, how does your topic meet the needs of educators and schools, school boards, teachers? How would your topic help them? Put that in the chat, because that is your enable as a leader. I love that. Okay, let's see. As a former college volleyball player, I love it. Phoenix Mom, this is why we're here. Why do men with no prior speaking experience demand and get 35K, but trained women speakers without prior experience hesitate for asking 5K for a keynote or workshops? That is why we're here. And we're changing this narrative. That's all of you are changing this narrative. So when you get paid, you're not only getting money and value for yourself, you're delivering it to your audience and everyone else who's watching. All right. Let's see. When a association has a call for speakers, what do I say about fee when they ask about honorarium? It's an online form and I want to get to the conversation. How do I do this? So when they ask for a fee in your online form and you're like, I really want to get to the conversation, there are 3 numbers that I want you to have with your speaking. And this is from Maggie Palmer. She's like an expert negotiator. She's actually going to be at my New York book tour stop for anyone coming. Your wish number, your want number, and your walk number. Your wish number is like this. I've never been paid this before, but it's what I really wish for. Like, man, that would be awesome. Your want number is what you've been paid before, or maybe like, okay, this is fair. This is the number I want. This would feel good. Your walk number is your bottom floor. I am not putting on pants for anything underneath this number. So when you're putting your fee, if it's in an online form, I would put your want number, not your wish number, not your walk number, but your want number. That way you're still sharing your value, but you're not sky high negotiating. Let's see. Have so many things to talk about. How do you narrow it down? What's the thing that you feel like you have more subcategories in? Meaning, there's some topics that we have that are the topic. Meaning, like, it's so specific that it is one thing. But then there are some topics that we have that have a bunch of subtopics, a bunch of moments to meanings, a bunch of lessons within those. And so I would pick the topic, one that you're most excited about, but 2, has the most what we call branches. If I've showed the tree exercise to a lot of people in here. How many branches can come out of that? That's what I would do. The other thing that you could do is ask yourself, well, what's the most bookable? Which one of my topics is most relevant and meets a corporate need? Okay, real quick, I'm going to get back to questions, but I want to real quick show you all. We are sold out of Mic Drop Live. We sold out yesterday, which is great, but I talked to my team last night. This is our conference in May. Here, let me just share my screen really quick. This is our conference for women speakers happening May 13th and 14th in Indianapolis. And we sold out last night, but I said I have the live Q&A today. And they said, okay, we can keep tickets open until midnight tonight. So tickets for Mic Drop Live will be open till midnight tonight. It's May 13th and 14th. This is day 1 is all for women speakers. We have workshops about landing TED Talks, book publishing, LinkedIn, systems to follow up with people, guesting on podcasts. We have Speaker Sister Connection Lab, where it is literally just facilitated connection with each other. And then the second day is more of a TED style. We have Allison Felix, who, if you've seen the headlines, just came out of retirement to compete in LA 2028 at 40 years old, which is amazing. And then some incredible Mic Drop Academy alumni speakers. So if you would like to join us, tickets will close tonight at midnight tonight. I will go ahead and put a little QR code up here, but Alex can also put it in the chat. So we would love to see you there. I'm going, can't wait. I think a lot of you too are rooming together, which is so awesome. People who have never met before. Love it. So go ahead and join us. Makeda, who is one of our speakers on day 2. Can't wait to meet all of my speakers. Let's see. Let me put book tour doesn't seem to be working. Alex, if you could put those links in again. It might be because I gave you the LinkedIn and you need to click on the link, or otherwise it's like a wonky LinkedIn post. See you all in Indiana. Let's see. Do I need to focus on TP storytelling skills? I'm not sure what TP, transformation promise, maybe storytelling skills. Storytelling, there is an acronym that I put in there in Mic Drop Workshop if you need help with storytelling. And also don't forget, you all have Mike, the teaching assistant, in there. It's that chat bot in the bottom right-hand corner. If you can't find something or you're looking for something, then you can put that in there. But I would say for storytelling, my main tip is tell people the scene, not the trailer. So when you're talking about storytelling, or when you're telling a story in your talk, instead of saying, middle school was so hard for me, I didn't have a lot of friends, I was an outcast. That's a trailer. You're telling me, basically skimming the details. Say, I remember walking in 7th grade, going to my locker, getting my backpack, holding the tray in my cafeteria and wondering where I was going to sit. That's the scene. So tell people the scene, not the trailer. We want to be like taken back there. Let's see. Yes, girl, book your flight. You are like me. I am so last minute with my booking. Yes, we have recordings. Those will be in the Speaker Sister group. Marcy, this is a great speaker statement. I inspire audiences to tap into their inner resources to become their best self. Let me find some other questions. I love people sharing their topics in here. Let's see. Oh, this is great. Already kicking off the challenge. I met with my kids' elementary school principal about hosting a workshop for faculty and staff. It was a success. I'm telling you, people, and a lot of times schools are last minute booking their speakers for summer because they're like so focused on the school year, and rightfully so. What's this interest level in recent graduates pitching talks? Confession, graduating in May. I would say there's not a ton of speaker requirements for recent grads. I would say there are speaker requirements this summer for educators. Another thing you all could do, I'm giving a commencement talk at my high school this month as well. Record yourself giving a commencement speech. What advice do you have for graduates who are graduating this year? What do you wish you knew? This is a great way to create content and also show your authority as a speaker. So either write or record a commencement talk. Let's see. How do I present myself as a credible speaker on 2 different topics? I would just, it's hard to, if the 2 topics aren't connected at all, I would disagree. I feel like there's connection you can find in anything. But you need to have one speaker statement, because if you have 2 completely different things, then it's going to be really hard to get to be known for something. So what I would do, Anna Maria, is I would have one speaker statement that hits both talks and have 2 different keynotes listed on your website. That is what I would do. Let's see. We did that one. I created a free training for people so I can get footage for my speaker reel. That is awesome. I love that. This is a great idea to do it. Any suggestions for first timer facilitating? I would love everyone gives Andrea some tips in the chat, but no facilitation and workshops. It's more about you giving people the opportunity to connect with each other. And this is actually a really good thing to talk about for a second is I am changing parts of my keynote to help people interact with each other. The speaking game has changed because of AI in the fact that people have a tough time talking to each other. People have a tough time turning to someone and saying, "Hey, what do you think?" or "What's your idea?" They're not talking to each other. And again, AI can give us so much information. So I think our jobs as speakers is changing. It's always been less about information, more about transformation, but even more so in the fact that the things that we can do that AI can't do are storytelling, provide our personal lived experiences, and facilitating conversations. So I don't mean like your whole keynote turns into a workshop, but maybe you have one part in your keynote where people turn to each other and answer a question. One part of your keynote where people, if they're at round tables for 2 minutes, they talk about a topic and then you bring it back. I used to say, don't do this. I used to say that that's a workshop because years ago it was. And now I'm seeing, oh, people are craving to talk to each other. That's why we're also hosting Mic Drop Live, is because we're like, we need to get these women in the same room. I want to be in the same room as these women. So find one part of your talk where people can talk to each other. I think that would be wonderful. Let's see. Oh, this is cool, Hazel. I used to speak for Disney on Ice in our PR events. Now I'm transitioning into becoming a speaker. What's the best way to package myself as an athlete or performer? I'm both for corporate audiences. One, how baller is that? I would say whatever the thing is that makes you unique, if you have something like former athlete or performer, what's a play on the language that you can put into your title or speaker statement? Sorry, my throat is, this pollen is killing me. So for example, maybe you have a pun in there about skating or gliding through blank. Maybe you have a pun in there about something about athletics. We have a speaker in Mic Drop Academy right now that is a former Olympic athlete. And so in her title is something about gold, winning gold. And so if you have, or maybe someone in here was a marriage therapist, maybe there's a pun in your title about like tying the knot or something like that. You don't have to be so forthcoming about what you do, but you can insert language that only your industry has if you want to show your uniqueness or your authority. And then in your abstract, when we introduce the hero, remember we introduce the problem, and then we introduce the hero, the takeaways, and who this talk is for. So in the hero statement of your abstract, say Disney on Ice performer. That's when you just lay it all on the field or on the ice, if you will. Okay, so we are almost at time. Final announcements. Set up a coffee date with a speaker sister. That is your challenge for the month of May. Go ahead, do that in the speaker sister group. Give a warm welcome to our new boot campers. Pitch yourself to schools and education events for the summer. Their faculty, staff, educators, school boards, they all meet over the summer when school is out. Go ahead and pre-order Making It Without Losing It, and you'll get the audiobook for free. It comes out on Tuesday. And then if you're in Raleigh, San Antonio, Indianapolis, or New York, we have book tour stops there in the month of May that I would love to see you at. Alex put the link in the chat, but you can also go on my LinkedIn. One of my latest posts has all of the links for those. And then last chance to get your ticket. Tickets will close tonight at midnight to Mic Drop Live, May 13th and 14th. We would love to see you all there. And with that, I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday. And I'll see you in the Speaker Sister group if y'all need anything. And thank you for coming to our live Q&A. Bye, everyone.